Tonight, we check in with the ASWSU elections.
And we have updates on the steel tariffs proposed by Donald Trump.
And with storms continuing to affect the Northeast, we'll see what the weather looks like for the next few days here at home. Murrow News 8 starts right now.
From Studio B on the campus of Washington State University, this is Pullman's only nightly newscast. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening. I'm Daryl Bivens.
And I'm Dax McCoy. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
Today and yesterday, student polls opened online in the Cub for the Associated Students of the WSU elections. Brooke Wolford shares some of the details with us. Brooke?
That's right, guys. Students voted to determine who will represent them as ASWSU president and vice president for the 2018-2019 school year. They also voted for ASWSU senators in 4 referendums. One of the bigger referendums that both undergraduate and graduate students voted on would add a mandatory $5 fee each semester to fund student media. If it fails, the Daily Evergreen will publish a print edition 4 days a week instead of 5, but it won't affect online publication.
So, Brooke, when can we expect to hear the results?
Well, the polls just closed, so we'll get the results sometime tonight. No word yet on a time, but we'll bring you the results tomorrow night. From the Compton Union Building, I'm Brooke Wolford, Murrow News 8.
For those planning on traveling for spring break, Washington State patrols plan to specifically enforce travel corridors to and from Pullman starting Thursday. WSP will increase their presence on State Route 26 and State Route 195. Troopers will focus on people who speed, use little caution while passing, and drive while distracted. Also, make sure to check your fluids and keep supplies handy in case weather forces closures or delays. And please, don't text or drive while tired. In WSU sports, men's basketball will face the Oregon Ducks tonight in the Pac-12 men's tournament in Las Vegas. The Cougs defeated the Ducks the last time they faced each other by a score of 78-76. In that game, Malachi Flynn scored 28 points and 8 rebounds, which guaranteed the Cougs not to finish last in the conference. Tip-off is set for 8:30 p.m. tonight.
Pullman's new Pups and Cups store welcomes dogs and other animals into their coffee shop. Matthew King took a closer look at the place, atmosphere, and novelty to the business.
Pups and Cups is a pet-friendly coffee shop in downtown Pullman that is going under a transformation. Owner C.J. Robert noticed the backlash from the old name, the Naughty Dog, and decided to make a change.
So we ended up going with Pups and Cups just so that way it fits kind of more of the brand a little bit better.
Robert has made the atmosphere at the shop more relaxing and laid back by using humorous pictures to create a unique vibe for the customers.
It feels very chill. It feels very much like you kind of just come here and kind of relax a bit. Maybe pet a dog or two.
Being a small business owner herself, Robert is involved in helping out the community by hosting events such as pet adoptions.
We had an adoption event for the local humane society where we had a couple cats in, and we had a little dog, a little chihuahua that was trying to get adopted.
The shop has many different local vendors that helps it maintain that local feel. Right across the street is this shop, Sam's Apothecary, owned by Craig Brown. This shop is where CJ gets all of her teas.
We have many varieties of tea that we supply for them, black teas, green teas, herbal teas.
The shop has also decided to feature drip coffee from a different country every month, so customers aren't always getting the exact same thing. Robert hopes to continue to help other local businesses and play a role in the Pullman 2040 plan. In Pullman, I'm Matthew King, Murrow News 8.
Washington State Senate failed to vote or even debate on a gun control or school safety bill yesterday, making the chances for the bill to pass by tomorrow's deadline unlikely. The bill will require improved background checks for buying semi-automatic rifles and raise the legal age limit for purchasing these guns from 18 to 21. The bill would also add safety measures for schools, including money for more campus resource officers. If you're looking to get a couple community service hours in before the break, you might want to consider the annual Spokane River cleanup going on this Saturday. Participants will gather at 10 a.m. to spend the morning picking up litter on the shores of Spokane River. And organizers of the event will provide gloves, bags, and garbage pickers. If you think you might join in, you might want to wear sturdy footwear and dress for the weather.
When we come back, new studies find opioid abuse continues to rise.
And President Trump's tariffs could create over 500 jobs in Illinois. Stay with us.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
The nation's opioid epidemic continues to raise concerns across the country. In just 1 year, the percent of opioid overdoses has jumped by 30%, with the Midwest experiencing an increase of almost 70%. The Center for Disease Control reported that the danger of opioids affects certain parts of the country more than others, based on the supply available. The Trump administration says they recognize the urgency of the opioid epidemic. However, the CDC has not received any additional funding to remedy the situation. Last night, U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions announced plans to sue the state of California over immigration policies. Sessions says he will go forward with the case because of his concern over public safety, but California Governor Jerry Brown says the case is a publicity stunt and that they welcome the lawsuit, having never shielded away from legal battles with the administration.
This is really unprecedented for the Chief Law Enforcement of the United States to come out to California and act more like Fox News than a law enforcement officer.
Brown says President Trump's ongoing effort to end the DACA program, which shields undocumented children, adversely affects California since they have the highest numbers of people under the protections in the country.
In response to President Trump's proposed steel tariffs, the U.S. Steel Corporation announced it plans to restart one of its 2 blast furnaces at its steel mill in Granite City, Illinois. The reopening of the plant will allow the company to rehire approximately 500 employees. All of this comes as a result of increased competition with tariffs on steel and aluminum imports. He calls unfair treatment from the European Union and China.
The European Union has not treated us well, and it's been a very, very unfair trade situation. I'm here to protect, and one of the reasons I was elected is I'm protecting our workers, I'm protecting our companies, and I'm not going to let that happen.
Speaking of tariffs and finances, Wall Street responded to the Trump administration's with cutting ties with financial advisor Gary Cohn. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 193 points amid fears of further protectionist policies. The former Goldman Sachs president's departure signals a breakaway from free trade. Cohn opposed the new tariffs and potential penalties on China for theft of intellectual property. Amazon announced that Medicaid recipients will have the opportunity to subscribe to Amazon Prime for about $6 a month instead of the normal rate of nearly $13 a month. In order to qualify for the discount, customers must provide a valid Medicaid or electronic benefits transfer card. Customers who qualify can renew this membership every year for a maximum of 4 years. These customers will not have an annual commitment. We'll be right back after the break.
Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Dad's home.
Yeah. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
A second major storm began hitting the East Coast just days after last weekend's alarming cyclone. More than 50 million people on the East Coast prepared for intense winter weather. New York, New England, and other northeastern areas experienced major snowfall with rates of 1 to 3 inches per hour. The downpour of snow, along with severe winds, has led to dangerous driving conditions and the potential to cause coastal flooding. The thunder snow caused the cancellation of more than 2,000 flights, while Pennsylvania placed several counties in a state of emergency.
Well, while the weather continues to beat against the Northeast, here at home, things starting to look a little more like spring. Casey Shaneline is here to tell us what to expect for the rest of our week.
Well, Daryl, you're absolutely right. It sure did feel like spring. I don't know if you folks were here in Pullman. I saw people with shorts on. They were catching their vitamin D. It was sunny. As you can see, not too warm, only about low 40s, high of about 48 today, but still, the snow is melting. People are taking advantage of getting that vitamin D, and I don't blame them. We've had some cold days here. The weather was pretty typical across the state. As you can see, in eastern Washington, we're sitting in about the mid-40s. Tomorrow, we are going to be looking at some showers, unfortunately. We're not going to get that sunshine that we did today, but the showers will burn off by about mid-morning, and it's going to get colder in the afternoon, so maybe bring in a rain jacket. And that's all we have for weather today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Casey. Personally, I'm kind of a fan of the sun coming out.
After the break, the Seattle Mariners bring back a fan favorite.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
No more pencils, no more books.
No more teachers, dirty looks. School's out for summer.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
Potential Hall farmer Ichiro Suzuki officially signed with the Seattle Mariners this morning. The 44-year-old agreed to a one-year deal with the team as he enters his 18th season. Ichiro boasts a .312 batting average and currently leads all active league players in career hits. Thank you so much for watching. Join us every weeknight at 7:10 p.m. for Pullman's only nightly newscast.
Have a great night. And don't forget to follow Murrow News 8 on Facebook and Twitter.
Good night, Pullman.